That at midnight on Truth Social when new U.S. tariffs on a lot more imports went into effect.
More than 60 countries in the European Union are subject to rates of 10% or higher. The administration believes the tariffs will steer companies to step up investing and manufacturing in the U.S.
Fox's Jenny Casola. Now, tariffs on imports from India will double later this month to 50% as punishment for buying Russian oil. Tomorrow is the deadline for Russia to stop the war in Ukraine or face new economic sanctions. Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports.
Now, yesterday, Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff visited the Kremlin to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin face-to-face, trying to negotiate an end to its war on Ukraine that has seen casualty figures on the European continent not seen since World War II. President Trump says he hopes to meet Putin as soon as next week.
That's fine. Again, Lucas Tomlinson reports out of Russia this morning say Trump and Putin have agreed to meet in the coming days. We just got another post from the president that he's told the Commerce Department to immediately start working on a new census. He wrote would be highly accurate based on modern facts and figures using the 2024 election results, and people in the U.S. illegally will not be counted. Now to Georgia. Fox's Jonathan Seri at Fort Stewart. The morning after 5 soldiers were shot.
Dan Driscoll, the Army Secretary, has scheduled a news conference on Post this morning to talk about the shooting, but also to recognize the actions of the soldiers who immediately responded to this incident, describing what they did as acts of heroism. Soldiers who witnessed the shooting tackled the gunman and held him until arresting officers arrived.
The accused gunman's a sergeant, Cornelius Radford. The 5 wounded soldiers expected to recover. Another American soldiers in custody. Taylor Lee, stationed at Fort Bliss in Texas, arrested on espionage charges, accused of trying to give Russia classified information on U.S. Abrams tanks. America's listening to Fox News.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Now, we just got another Trump Truth Social post from the president calling on Intel's CEO to resign immediately, calling Lip-Bu-Tan highly conflicted. The day after Republican Senator Tom Cotton sent a letter to Intel's chairman that he's concerned about national security, demanding that the CEO reveal if he has any ties to China's Communist Party. Tan is an American citizen born in Malaysia. Intel is a company that makes computer chips, which could cost a lot more soon.
A 100% tariff is planned for computer chips and semiconductors, President Trump says, to boost U.S. production in the high-tech industry.
But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge.
The president outlining that plan alongside Apple CEO Tim Cook, who announced his company is spending an additional $100 billion on production facilities in the U.S.
Because we're a proud American company, and we believe deeply in the promise of this great nation.
President Trump says his ultimate goal is ensuring iPhones sold in the U.S. are made in the U.S. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, despite concern that tariffs could lead to higher prices, stock futures are on the rise, up more than 200 points for the Dow, 100-plus points higher for the Nasdaq. A shooting in Washington in May is now being considered a federal hate crime.
Elias Rodriguez was already facing murder charges in the shooting deaths of Yaron Lachinsky and Sarah Milgram, two Israeli embassy employees who were a couple on the verge of becoming engaged and were shot while leaving an event at the Capital Jewish Museum. Rodriguez was heard shouting after being arrested following the shooting.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
The hate crime charges open the possibility for the Department of Justice to pursue the death penalty.
That's Kevin Uretsky. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Governor Pritzker considering the idea of a possible mid-decade congressional remap in Illinois. Speaking in Aurora alongside Texas state reps and DNC chairman Ken Martin, the governor says redrawing Illinois' congressional districts isn't something he wants to do, but everything is on the table in the fight against the GOP redistricting efforts in Texas. Final member of the so-called ComEd 4 is headed to prison. Jay Dougherty sentenced to 1 year behind bars. The ex-president of City Club of Chicago, Michael McLean, and Ann Primaggiore, John Hooker, all found guilty in 2023 of conspiring to influence and reward former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. New homeless shelter coming to Champaign. The city council voted Tuesday to give CU at Home more than $400,000 to build a mid-barrier shelter on South Mattis Avenue. CU would convert an office building into a 14-room shelter with 26 beds. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
How the folks in South Mattis feel about building a homeless center right next to Durst Cycle?
Right, and over by Little Caesars Pizza.
What does that do?
It's an interesting facility, though. It used to have
I'm just saying, it's NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Right.
And I don't know, if you have a homeless shelter with 14 folks, God bless them, but there's a lot of homes around there.
26 beds. And
well, I don't know, just that's news.
Yes,
I know
it
they've been
is.
looking at that, but
yes, they have.
A lot of residential people, Centennial High School, a whole bunch of stuff near there, Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, news this morning. Also news is Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump are going to meet next week.
Okay.
I think Greg Solier is the official interpreter.
Yes.
What I heard. So,
or the minimum weather forecaster. So
there you go.
Yeah.
See if the weather's
always
good for
need
the
a
meeting.
translator and a forecaster. All right, Brother Johnny jumped in one more day before he's got to take off. He gets to drive down to St. Louis and fly out of Lambert Field
Okay.
tomorrow. So.
maybe Brother Johnny's probably the more significant diplomat. I think
Well,
he'd be able
boy,
to
I don't
schedule.
know.
Relations,
I
Johnny.
don't know. I just watched the weather now, Greg.
But who? I think.
Good answer. Good
I
answer.
think your next book is Who is Steve Witkoff? This guy's meeting with everybody in the world on behalf of Donald Trump, and if Donald Trump's meeting with Vladimir Putin, Trump says it has to be part of a peace deal, or he's not going.
Where is it anyway?
They haven't said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd go to his home court. I'd probably meet in the middle.
No,
somewhere.
I don't think they're going to go. Maybe
What
Switzerland.
would be the middle with those two guys? You know,
like
I mean,
Switzerland.
Yeah.
That's a go-to neutral country.
Yep, neutral.
All right, it is July 7. It is Thursday all day long. Weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you the sports physicals, the back-to-school physicals at a location near you. You can explore your options at carl.org.
All right, sir. Meteorologist Greg Solier. He is terrific at predicting weather. What do you say?
I say weather continues to be kind of terrific. None too worrisome around here. A little more heat, a little more humidity, but nothing out of control. Kind of the feel of almost the way to be down at Brother Johnny's place towards New Orleans for the next couple of days, and more so tomorrow and into the weekend. But kind of short-lived. We've got another weak cool front will come through the area, and at least an increase in shower thunderstorm potential, which we still probably need in some of the drier patches of at least our part of the Corn Belt. They're getting well watered down across southeast and southern Iowa again this morning, heading into parts of far western Illinois. That'll be falling apart, but that little mechanism may trigger a stray late morning or afternoon shower thunderstorm, probably west and northwest of Champaign as the day wears on. Out the door this morning, 71. Later on today, forecast high, and pretty much on target for the time of year at 87. Light southeast to south wind, and if you're scoring at home with a partly sunny sky developing, the rain chances at about 20%. That's it for this afternoon. And this evening, overnight lows down to 67. Hot and humid weather tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday as well, but not like we had a couple of weeks ago. We can manage this at 90 tomorrow, 71 muggier degrees tomorrow night, and up to 92. A little more of a breeze for the day on Saturday. Could be a thunderstorm late Sunday at 91, and a scattering of showers and thunderstorms both Monday and Tuesday at highs around 90. Still a humid, muggy Monday. A little less on temperature at 88 Tuesday. Then back into drier air Wednesday, Thursday next week. Seasonal highs with daytime readings somewhere in the middle 80s. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, the Trump-Putin meeting is significant. I mean, does he win the Nobel Peace Prize if they stop fighting in Ukraine and Russia?
He should.
I mean, man.
The main thing is they stop, because that's just been nothing but a tragedy.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
And talk about wrecking a country.
I mean, it's what's the deal? Does he get to keep the land he's already taken?
Right.
Does Putin keep, kind of like Crimea under Obama? Do they keep Crimea and the extra land they've gained?
I don't He's not going to give up much.
Right.
So
that's the problem.
Well, yeah.
And yet he was on the border for how long, and nobody did anything. But Biden's response, you'll remember. What was Joe Biden's response?
We'll see what he does when he gets in.
He
said
said
something to the effect of, well, whatever.
He just kept one word. Don't.
Oh, well, but he also was pretty mishy about whether he'd do anything. And Putin just figured, if I'm ever going to do anything, this is it.
Yeah.
And then after really a lot of destruction and pretty much complete catastrophe, then we tried to start helping. If they would have had some form of lending an old fighter plane while those tanks were rolling, they were worried about escalation, but that would have preempted the real disaster, maybe, or it would have blown up. But here we are, and maybe they'll find a way to stop it.
Well, we hope and pray they do, because a lot are dying.
Tim Cook is over. Big announcement. They said it couldn't be done. Apple would never bring jobs back to America.
Trump made that announcement yesterday. Newt Gingrich joined Jesse Waters last night.
And it looks like it's happening. Are we getting our hopes up too quickly, though?
$600 billion. Apple's going to make screens in Kentucky.
Excellent.
How much will that cost? Going to be a little more? Has to be, if they're not doing slave labor in China.
How much is it going to cost when you bring good jobs in?
Exactly.
We're going to have more money, and it takes a while to spread. And yes, it's still better than relying on other countries for, and it's common products, but a lot of times it's critical products. Our rare earth element situation, which, by the way, Ukraine can really help us with, is almost 100% dependent on China.
Yeah.
They're not good, because we use it for all kinds of critical things.
All right, so Newt Gingrich said some interesting things last night.
Is this kind of like, like the hokey doke?
Look, I think what's changing everything is that you have this rock standing in the middle of history called Donald J. Trump. And he's saying, you want to do it my way or you want to be crushed? I prefer you do it my way, but, if you have to be crushed, it's okay. And so rational people like Tim Cook are going, oh, gee, do I want to do it the way the president wants, or would I like to be crushed? And they go, I've always wanted to be part of the team. And you're seeing this happen not just in the United States, but you're seeing it happen all around the world. I mean, the Saudis show up and say, could we buy $400 billion of Boeing airplanes? And by the way, could we also invest $400 billion in the United States to create new jobs? And Trump graciously says, that'd be fine. I'm so grateful. And then he goes to the next city, the next country, and they say the same thing. I mean, this is the most, I think he's really now moving, if he can sustain this, he's moving into a league that other than Washington and Lincoln, nobody has gotten the level of energy, drive, effectiveness that we're seeing with Trump.
I mean, Newt Gingrich is the historian, and he's talking Washington and Lincoln.
Well, I mean, I think it more recently of Churchill, but how does he get the energy? How does he keep going? How does he succeed in general in most of what he's doing in terms of his policy? And we'll see if all these things work and really do what we're hoping they're going to do. But it's called leadership, and it is impressive.
Well, didn't Lincoln get just crushed? There were so unbelievably cruel cartoons written about Lincoln back in the day because the South obviously hated him. I mean, I wonder if the level of hate with the take my slaves away from the Democrats is the same as the hate today of Nazi, he's Hitler.
Well, I think it was a little different. It was real, for one thing. They made up most of the stuff about Trump. Man. But Lincoln had it from both sides, too, because there were people that didn't want to have this war we're having. We got to settle. Let them keep the slaves. Come on, man. We're killing each other. And so he's standing there, we got to save the Union, and we're not having slavery. Well, they had their chance. And because he actually did say, well, don't start a war. You can keep them. You're not going to spread this slavery to the new states. Well, we are too, and that's where it just they attacked Fort Sumter, and the rest is history.
Man. All right, but I mean, that's unbelievable just to compare Donald J. Trump to Abraham Lincoln and George Washington.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic from what I've seen. Just the measure of the man to come through, whatever you think of him, to come through the onslaught that he came through.
Right.
I mean, I've never seen a man, of course, we got a public view of it, but attacked from all sides.
Yeah.
In 5 or 6 states.
Yeah.
And he just kept coming back.
All right, sports headlines. Cardinals, what are they doing beating the Dodgers in a series?
How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, let's get the Redbird Recap.
Redbird Recap is sponsored by Helitech Waterproofing and Foundation Repair. Heal your home with Helitech.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and the Cardinals managed to grab the lead against the Dodgers in the 8th inning yesterday on the way to a 5-3 victory. Jordan Walker with 3 home runs. He has 28 runs batted in. Vesia from the stretch. The pitch. Walker swings, and he lines that left center. Base hit. Around third, Burleson. He's going to score. The throw to the third base area is safe. Down to second. Making it in safely at second base was Walker. And the throw goes into right. Wynn's going to score. The Cardinals have the lead. Great relief pitching for Kyle Leahy in relief of the Cardinals starter Matthew Liberatore.
He was terrific. He was back to his form that he had early in the season. And JoJo Romero pitched well. He ended up the winning pitcher in the game yesterday with Riley O'Brien getting his first big league save. He bent a little in the bottom of the 9th inning, but he finished it off.
The Cardinals are off today, home against the Cubs tomorrow on the air at 6:20.
Is your home showing symptoms of foundation issues? Your home's wet basement, dingy crawl space, musty smells, cracked walls, or unlevel concrete shouldn't be ignored. Helitech can help. Life happens in your home. You and your family deserve the best. Helitech offers proven solutions in waterproofing, drainage, concrete leveling, and foundation repair services. Contact us for a free inspection at helitechonline.com.
When the water's high, we'll keep your basement dry. Heal your home with Helitech.
Well, the Cardinals will be coming off a win, and so will the Cubs with their 6-1 win over Cincinnati's Reds, preventing a sweep. And we'll start them up on Friday with a Cub Card Series down at Busch.
St. Louis, yep.
And they both got some momentum coming into it, finally, which is great. It's always fun to watch the game at PS 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign. Seattle beat the Chicago White Sox 8-6 yesterday, and they'll have a day game today.
About an hour ago, we had a crash at Lincoln and Florida in Urbana that's going to shut that intersection until 11 this morning.
The crews are on the scene now at Lincoln and Florida, currently closed as officials investigate. Champaign County Sheriff Dustin Harmon says the deputy involved in the crash is at a local hospital in serious but stable condition. The deputy was responding to a call when she collided with a tow truck. The tow truck driver, also taken to a local hospital, do not know their condition at this time. A vehicle was involved in a crash, according to Champaign County officials, at around 6:21 this morning. Urbana police will be investigating the crash, and they've reached out to the Urbana police for more information. Of course, if you can contribute, this is an active crash that they're investigating now, and you're welcome to, give any details in case you have any vehicles. But motorists are being asked to avoid the area until 11 a.m. at Lincoln Avenue and Florida Avenue in Urbana.
All right, weather this morning with our meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC. Your market report coming up.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Urbana, and vicinity. Weather system back across parts of the western Corn Belt, especially through Iowa, tracking to the north and northeast, may introduce a chance for a shower thunderstorm for the day today. Otherwise, it's building heat and humidity, but a generally manageable setup. Nothing too unusual for the August calendar date. Slightly cooler air with increasing rainfall prospects late in the weekend, early next week as well. That rain chance, if you're scoring at home for the day today, at 20% with increasing clouds for the afternoon. That shower thunderstorm in spots, a high about 87, light southeast wind, an isolated shower thunderstorm this evening. Some cloudiness, 67 tomorrow, and in through Saturday, mostly sunny, hot, humid, highs at 90 tomorrow, 92 on Saturday, a Sunday high with maybe a thunderstorm late at 91, and scattered showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday, daytime readings close to 90 on Monday. Humidity comes down late Tuesday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms at 88, less humid, partly sunny, and 87 on Wednesday, middle 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Take charge of the years ahead
with a smart, sound investment strategy and business succession plan. Busey Bank's business and wealth management experts help you envision your best future with powerful insights and proven strategies. Building business and growing wealth since 1868. Busey Bank, proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stock futures are higher, though tariffs took effect overnight on dozens of countries. The Bank of England this morning lowered its key interest rate by 0.25%. Sales improved at Burger King in the recent quarter. Burger King's parent company, Restaurant Brands, is reporting a better-than-expected quarter. It was helped by promotions, including with the movie How to Train Your Dragon. It also introduced $5 value meals to boost traffic. However, the company was dealing with the costs of increased advertising, and it was paying more for ingredients, including beef and coffee, and its profit was weaker than expected. Claire's, the accessories chain that targets teens, says its stores will remain open during its Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization. It's the second filing in about 7 years. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda, invested in you.
Kudlow on Fox Business is now on the go for podcast fans. Download the Kudlow Show podcast every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com. Kudlow covers the latest headlines and business trends with an emphasis on the financial impact facing households and businesses across the country. Listen to interviews with key business newsmakers. The Kudlow podcast will be available on the go after the show every weekday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Well, when it was time to sell her home, Sarah found the perfect partner when she contacted the experts at the Nate Evans Group. Sarah says that from start to finish, Tanya from the Nate Evans Group delivered unmatched professionalism, clear communication, and dependable support.
It's so great when you work with the Nate Evans Group. And personally, the Muhammad Music Fest, their location is right there. They're invested in the community. They have kind of a hip scene afterwards. Nate and Tish are awesome, and they have so many experienced agents to get you ahead if you'd like to sell your home for the most money possible and work with a friend you can trust who really knows this market. In fact, some of the new construction homes that are coming on the market, yep, they have the knowledge. Call the only agent I would call if I needed to sell my home. It's Nate Evans, 217-239-7113, or do an online search to Nate Evans Group and start packing.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Got a plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, or sewer problem? Look no further than Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Locally owned and trusted, Fred's team of professionals is ready to tackle projects both big and small. Why waste time and money on complicated DIY fixes? Fred's experienced team will get the job done right, saving you time, stress, and cash. And when it comes to sewer problems, make sure you call Fred's for a second opinion you can trust. At Fred's, they do it all. No project too big, no project too small. They do insulation, repairs, replacement, and maintenance. And they now offer service agreements. For reliable service, professional expertise, and solutions that work, call Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today, 217-586-3863, or go to fredscu.com. You can always trust Fred's.
The Champaign Parks Foundation, with support from GHR Engineers, Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend, and Lynn Ryle, invites you to join them for their 3rd annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Johnny and I were just talking. I don't think the Cardinals can get to the playoffs, but they got the Cubs for 3 games.
What gets me, and they just beat the Dodgers, who are 2 games ahead of the Padres. 66 wins. Oh, but the Milwaukee has 70. Okay, great for Milwaukee. We're talking about the Cubs just beat the Dodgers in a series. They just so they can do it.
Yeah.
And so as a Cub fan, I'm like, oh, these Cardinals. Well, if they sweep us, then we got to put up with, we're coming back now. That would be 3 or 4 games moving up directly.
It would give you some momentum.
And they're 5 games out of a playoff spot?
Well, what do I say about teams in the playoffs, Diane? I've said it for about 15 years. Hot beats better.
Yes.
Hot beats better.
It's true.
If you can get hot and beat a better team. It isn't set up like it's likely, but you never know. No,
but if you
never
get
know.
hot and beat a better team, aren't you the better team? Now, come on.
For
Steve.
that week you are.
Okay.
But I don't know if you're better.
All right.
Well, you're better at the moment.
The point is you don't know. So the Cardinals may be better now because they just beat the Dodgers and now they got the confidence.
Does that make this series this weekend impactful?
I think it's something to watch.
I think the Cardinals
always fun to have Cubs versus Cardinals.
By virtue of a flash sale in St. Louis for the Cubs series, the Cardinals aren't expecting a full house.
Well, that's even
that means
they
the
just
pressure.
beat the Dodgers.
It means the Cardinals will have empty seats. That means the Cubs will fill those seats because the Cubs haven't been playing great lately, so they're 4 games out. But they are right there on the edge of they're winning in the wild card. And what happens with wild card is that they have a 3-game series now, and it's all on the favored team's field. You don't switch anymore.
Really? Yeah. Okay. I did not know that.
So the Cardinals would go to wherever they'd go, and you'd play 3 games at this point, unless you're winning the wild card, and I think you might get that
and
at
I
home.
believe they just went to the Dodgers Stadium and won.
I don't think the Dodgers. I think that if you ask people in Los
let's
Angeles,
just
they're
bad-mouthing the leading team in the West.
No, but the Dodgers are underperforming.
This kind of fan support is disturbing, Steve. You got to have some hope.
And
I'm a Cub fan trying to coach you into telling you that, of course, as a Cub fan, I remember being 19 games up at this time in August in 1969.
I think it was 9.
Well, okay.
It was a big lead over the Mets,
19,
and it was got tired day games, all that stuff in 1969. But who remembers
the miracle Mets?
That's right. No, I am a fan of the Cardinals. I used to be a solid Cub fan. I still like the Cubs, but I really have put all that aside. I'm a Sugarland Space Cowboy fan now.
Yeah.
I switched by the week.
Yeah.
Some people call me the Space Cowboy.
Exactly. I follow my son-in-law, and honestly, you get down to the core with the bright lights in my face. I don't care about baseball except for where he is.
That's a terrible fan, Diane.
I'm sorry. I am a fan, but I'm not a fanatic.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm kidding you, Steve.
No, but Johnny, for Illinois games, I am wrapped up with the Illini. However, I give myself 60 minutes after a ball game to feel bad. I'm not going to let that go for a week. I don't do that. I just can't do it.
That's a good discipline, good goal.
Can't
But I
have
think
it.
going back to baseball, it's a little different game. Some of it is based on randomly where's the ball going to go.
No.
And is the pitcher really on today or
Yeah,
not?
no.
It's just like any other sport, but you got more of a chance to get hot and to win games. And I don't think the Cardinals have given up.
No, I don't think they've
You
given
have, but I don't think the Cardinals.
No, they have, no. They in fact, the Cardinals have had more comebacks than they had in a long time. So they don't give up. I just think they're very young, and it's not likely, but it could happen. By the way, Jacob was batting the other night against a wild 100-mile-an-hour pitcher, a lefty.
Whoa!
And it came the closest he's ever had to a ball hitting him in the face.
Well, I saw that, and he backed down on the second pitch, and the guy was inside again.
Yeah, I know. No, he didn't.
Then he threw 2 more balls, so he's like relieved going to the first base.
No, it was just like he had no idea where it was going.
That was crazy.
That's too dangerous. That's nuts.
Yeah, that was a bad
scary.
pitch.
All right, we're going to come right back. John Decker is coming up next. Stand by. We will talk to the Gray Television White House correspondent, national correspondent, and also the fact that he'll be local now. You'll be able to watch John Decker do live hits on WAND out of Decatur.
Yes.
Channel 15, right?
Right. We got a text in about that yesterday at 359-2255.
That would be the Fisher National Bank text line. So if you want to text anything for John Decker, he's up next. We'll ask him about WAND. That's news. I'm so glad you'll get to see him do his live hits from Washington. It's coming up.
I'm Charles Payne.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow right here in Champaign-Urbana can switch you over so you can start saving today. Kurt and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just give them a call when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump teasing a potential meeting with his Russian counterpart.
There's a good chance that there will be a meeting very soon.
Today, Russia claims Putin will meet President Trump next week, but the White House has not confirmed the get-together. The deadline is tomorrow for Russia to stop its war in Ukraine. Putin saying today he has nothing against meeting Ukraine's President Zelensky and that the UAE is a possible site for the meeting with Trump. Changing the U.S. Census, President Trump posting on Truth Social earlier, he's told the Commerce Department to create a new way to count the number of people in the country, excluding those who are here illegally. Issues for United at this hour.
United Airlines saying the tech issue was resolved around 10 p.m. last night, but residual delays at major airports across the country are plaguing travelers this morning.
Fox's Chanley Painter.
I had to call my company, let them know I'm not going to be able to make it in on time.
That man stuck in Houston. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Motorcyclist pronounced dead on scene after a two-car crash in Champaign County Tuesday. Illinois State Police responded to northbound at Old Church Road. The crash involved that cycle and a pickup. No word on the condition of the pickup driver or the name of the cyclist. University Group Leasing Company at the University of Illinois sent an email to future residents Friday telling them their move-in dates at a new building will be moved back after the start of the school year. Email says power issues are causing construction delays there. Group added students will not be able to move into the units until September 23rd. New Illinois law could help address the shortage of emergency vehicle drivers across the state. Sponsors say people who live in neighboring states but work as public safety employees should be able to operate emergency vehicles in Illinois if they have the required driver's license in their home state. The new law will take effect on January the 1st. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
When we get this in here, we mentioned it, but the Urbana Police Department announcing again, stay away from Florida and
Lincoln Avenue.
Florida and Lincoln in Urbana, because there was a wreck there, and they're closing that intersection, busy intersection, until 11 this morning. So avoid Florida. Lincoln and Florida in Urbana till 11 this morning, and all the cleanup and stuff. A couple of people went to the hospital. That's what we have. One was a police officer, too. Weather this morning brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you there's lots of great programs left this summer. Plus, the fall programming guide is out. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Pretty much typical mid-summertime, early August weather for the next several days. A little heat and humidity in mind. Hit-and-miss rainfall chances, but will be on the increase late in the weekend, early next week as well. Increasing clouds for the day today. An isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon into the early evening, but the rain chance only at about 20%, and especially north and west of Champaign and Champaign County, up to 87 today with the lightest of a southeast to south wind. Overnight lows down to 67 for tonight, and some heat and humidity into play for the day tomorrow and Saturday as well. Sunshine, 90 tomorrow, 71 tomorrow night, and up to 92, and an increasing southeast to south wind for the day on Saturday. Could be a stray thunderstorm late Sunday with a high at 91, and scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some warmth and humidity Monday and Tuesday, up to about 89 to 90 on Monday, 88 Tuesday. Drier, cooler air settles in for the middle part of next week. Partly sunny skies, highs to about 87 on Wednesday, middle 80s next Thursday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, boys and girls, it's Thursday. John Decker, John Decker, John Decker. I want to talk to John Decker. He is the one we know. I want to talk to John Decker. He's at the White House in press room.
John Decker, John Decker. I want to
Yes, even children in combines now singing the theme of this international hit. Ladies and gentlemen, White House correspondent, national correspondent from Gray Television, now the owners of WAND, where you can see John Decker on the TV out of Decatur. It's John Decker. How are you? Congratulations on I know you negotiated like Steve Witkoff the New Deal, so good work.
Yeah, that's right. I was really busy in the boardroom negotiating that deal, Stevie. Let me tell you. No, if I was in the boardroom, I would visit you. I mean, I would say, I got to go see Stevie.
No,
I got to get
market
away from
visit. So, in fact, we had a guy say yesterday, does that mean he makes a market visit? I said, absolutely. The tail number is GRAYDECKER, baby.
And by the way, we can also invite you to an Illinois game, just like that LSU.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
right. I can't wait for that.
We're top 12, baby.
That's
Come
right.
on.
We're ranked 12th now. Yeah, LSU.
Yeah.
Good little ball club
How
down
about
there.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a ball club.
Yeah,
That's right. But I also have to experience some Big Ten football. So I want to experience that.
I don't know if I want to.
Absolutely.
Ohio State, Illinois is a sellout. That's the game you can come to.
We can probably get you in.
We'll get you in.
We'll let you know if you need to come.
Yeah, true.
I think we'll be in good shape, though. We're optimistic.
The SEC, I got to say, has got the punch every week, and some of the it's unbelievable. And I've been to the Grove at Oxford, Mississippi. It's a real deal.
You have.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, unbelievable.
Oh wow.
Chandeliers. The chandeliers in their tents.
Yeah.
Okay, John, I
good.
think I might have figured out the title of your 900-page book coming, longer than The Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, because you have so many exploits. I think the title of the book should now be From a Wink and a Nod to a Lunatic in 5 minutes. What do you think?
Okay, that's right.
I mean,
could be.
That's what a week ago we were talking about how John Decker gets asked by President Trump, "Are you joining us in Scotland, John?" And then you had the audacity to ask kind of a pointed question. Didn't go so good. So.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. But that's my job. And I take the good, I take the bad. He called me days earlier a really smart guy, and then a few days later, the lunatic word comes out of the president's mouth. But I'll have another opportunity tomorrow, I should say, with the president in the Oval Office, and we'll see what kind of reaction I get. I'm not out to get a rise out of the president. I thought it was a good question. And
why didn't you do something in the first term versus now? Why'd you wait? And it was, I think, fair question.
I actually think he responded to that as a generic press. It didn't really like the question, and may not have even really clicked. It was his friend John Decker. So we'll see.
I like that. I like that version of explanation.
Well, and also,
Johnny,
I think for Donald Trump, the respect grows because he knows you're not a shove-over, pushover. You're not a guy like that.
That's right.
I think you're just fine with the president, but it just tells you the ups and downs. Oh, by the way, all your jealous colleagues were pumping their fists, going, "Yeah, tell him, hit lunatic, yeah." Because
exactly.
They're also jealous of the inside John Decker gets. All right, sir.
That's
so
right.
we have who is Steve Witkoff, and how is he doing this? Putin and Trump might meet next week.
Yeah, so he met with Putin for yet another time in Russia yesterday. Steve Witkoff did. He's the special envoy. And the Russians, in terms of that meeting, suggested to Steve Witkoff Putin would like to meet with Trump. And he passed that message along to President Trump and said, maybe we'll do that. And maybe we'll do that as early as next week. So that could be a meeting that happens next week between President Trump and President Putin. The where, the when, has still not been figured out. And because of the International Criminal Court issuing an arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin, Stevie, it limits where they can meet. Because if you're a country that's a member of the ICC, you can't have Putin or that meeting taking place in that country. So as a result, options are limited in terms of where they could meet. It's no longer Switzerland, no longer Reykjavik, Iceland. It could be the Vatican. It could be Doha. It could be the U.S. at Camp David. That's my bet as to where this meeting will take place.
Well, Chicago, we're on our own over here. We've got the Texas fugitives.
Yeah, exactly.
And so maybe Chicago.
Pritzker could hide them. Yeah.
Wrigley.
There you go. Wrigley Field. Soldier Field. We got the spot.
That'd be good.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I don't think Donald Trump is meeting to meet. He wants something like guaranteed peace, or he's not doing it. I think
he does. He does. That's right. That being said, he did meet on 3 separate occasions in his first term with Kim Jong-un, and nothing ever came out of that of substance. Great photo ops, but nothing of substance. And I think that, it would be a great photo op, don't get me wrong, but I think the president wants movement towards a peace deal. He wants to be at least a 30-day ceasefire that has already been agreed to by Ukraine, and Russia has not yet agreed to that proposal. So I think a lot needs to get done, but, it's the president. Nothing ever surprises me. I hope that, the trip gives me enough notice so that I'm there covering this particular meeting, because I think it's going to be an historical meeting between President Trump and President Putin if it happens.
Well, also, John, it's a catch-22 for Trump. I mean, yes, we got to have a peace deal, not meeting, but we're not going to get one without a meeting. So, and he's got the equity to go, and Putin could say, we're not going to do anything. And he didn't do it. Right. He failed. But I think he'll take that risk, because I think he really wants to put an end to that war. First of all, we need the rare earth elements to take any emotion out of it. And the other thing is, it's just such a tragedy. Jiminy, that's a good country over there. I mean, it used to be. So I think I'm taking that at face value that he'd like to really help stop that war. So I think there'll be a meeting if Putin's willing to do it.
And then you got to understand all the awful things that have gone on between these countries, and how do you agree to terms and stuff. It's going to be tricky, man.
It's going to be tricky, and to me, if I get the opportunity tomorrow, I want to ask the president what his gut tells him about Putin, because the president's gut has been right a lot more than it's been wrong, in terms of business, in terms of politics, and he knows people, and I'm curious to hear what his gut is as it relates to Putin, and whether Putin really wants to end the war and come to some sort of a peace deal.
Hey, John, do you think the Texas Democrats will return to Texas, or are they going to just kind of live in Illinois and New York and California now? So,
I think that's going to end in such a way that ultimately, I don't know the way it ends specifically, but ultimately, there will be a redistricting map in the state of Texas. There will be. It's just that's just what's going to happen. And I think that the Democrats who fled from their state in Texas need to get resigned to that idea. It will happen, and we know what's going to happen as a result. What's going to happen as a result is California is going to redistrict their map, and gain 5 Democratic seats to offset the 5 Republican seats that Republicans will gain once the Texas political map is redrawn.
Sometimes that's not that easy, although California probably could do it.
I read they could get the 5, but they said it would be more competitive. Now,
right. You have to dilute one to pick up another one, and then.
But why can't we just kind of have a standard where you got to come within 5% of representation from whatever number the current president running? Well, I mean, Trump got 44% in Illinois.
Yeah. Then you'd be redistricting every 4 years, literally every 4 years, as opposed to once a decade, which is based upon population shifts. That's what we've traditionally done. So every 4 years, look, would you like the maps to be redrawn after, a blowout by Barack Obama? I don't think Republicans would like that. I think that it's one of those things where population shifts is the fairest way to do it.
No, I agree. I just wish it would be more based on just geography of the people living around each other instead of winding.
Oh, I agree. Have you ever seen these political maps? Unbelievable, Johnny. They're crazy.
We have a 300-mile guy. It looks like the tail of the scorpion, like Colbert mentioned. That's in Illinois. And why don't you have like a 50-mile block? I mean, that would be fairer. But then they say, well, you must be a racist because you're white representing blacks. I just disagree with all that.
Well, the general consensus is there's probably 30 or 40 seats, John, that are really up for grabs, and the others are just going to stay and in that party that they've got. It's not a whole big 435 seats, up for grabs. So.
Yeah, well, it's definitely happening, and the fact that did I see where Texas legislators get $7,000 to be a representative? It can't be that cheap.
It could be because
they said they couldn't afford the flight.
It's probably part-time job. That's the reason for that. So if you're a legislator, maybe in your full-time job you're selling insurance, or you're a member of a law firm. But that you're not living and supporting a family on $7,000 a year. I guarantee.
Yeah, Texas not long ago had their legislature met every 2 years.
Yeah,
because they figured at least we're protected from issues for a year. They're not even doing anything.
Yeah,
Then that was better than meeting and doing something.
Yeah,
but they're every
exactly.
year now.
So what's
funny.
John Decker, Great Television's White House correspondent, joins us every Thursday. He's now going to be on WAND in Decatur because they just bought another station.
Yeah, no kidding.
So when do I know you're going to be on? Is it every night?
Well, we have to close that deal, so the deal hasn't closed. But once it does close, my packages will air on that station literally every night, and hopefully we'll do live shots with that NBC station as well. And I do live shots every day. So you'll be seeing me besides.
You can do 40 a day, right? I mean, you're crazy. I don't believe.
Yeah, I do a lot.
He'll say thank you, Kathy, and have it right. How do you possibly do that? It's just nuts.
You just do it. It's funny. My memory works in such a way that I remember these things. Yeah. So, it's a lot of stations, a lot of live shots, and the secret. It's not much of a secret, but the thing of it is, it's like a marathon. I will always want to be as strong mentally for my first one as well as my last one. I don't want you to be able to tell whether there's any difference between those two different live shots. So you have to maintain that ability to, convey all of the news that's happening from the first one that happens at 4 p.m. Eastern Time to the last one that happens at 7 p.m. Eastern.
How is the podcast, iHeartRadio podcast going? Available 15 minutes a day with John Decker, kind of a recap Monday through Friday. How's that going?
Yeah, the White House Briefing Room with John Decker. You can get it on your iHeartRadio app, or you can get it on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. It's going great. I really enjoy it, and I think that one of the things that I like to convey is just the news. That's it. And so if you just want, while you're driving to work, preparing breakfast, to get a sense about what is happening on any given day, I do it, Monday through Friday, 15 minutes. I wrap it up pretty quickly. That's the place to get that information. And no spin, as you know, Stevie, just straight news, and I think that's the way most people really prefer it. They can make up their own minds on their own.
Well, I'll tell you, John, we'll get you to that Illinois game, and you and Stevie will put a couple dozen live shots in the can. And then, I walk around here, great. People will be saying, hey, wait a minute, weren't you on TV as John Decker?
That's right. That's exactly right. No, listen, exactly and the reason, while we're doing a little inside baseball, the reason you can do all that is you're working out every morning at, 4:30 in the morning?
Wow,
4:30, yeah. I was up 4:30 this morning. Yes, sir. It's just, and I went to bed late last night. I went to bed like around 11, but typically I go to bed earlier than that. But yeah, I work out, and I feel good. It gives me a lot of energy, and I still can fit into all the clothes I had 10 years ago, for instance. So I'm happy about that.
And people will see you on WAND and see John Decker and go, the guy must be 40, and you've been covering since Clinton. So you're not 40.
Since Clinton.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. Since Bill Clinton's first term, since 1995.
Man. But you started when you were 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's right.
I did. I started at 7. I was the kid reporter. Kid reporter in the White House. That's right.
Yeah. This is John Decker. And you've also kept all your hair.
The voice hadn't changed yet.
Which is a little bit annoying. You have all your hair. Every single strand is still on your head, which is amazing. And he could also probably take, I don't know. I think you could take Carlos in tennis. I do. I think your number.
Oh yeah, Carlos Alcaraz. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And Sinner.
Sinner.
Put them. Yeah, put them both on the other side of the net.
You're on like the International Tennis Board, aren't you? I mean, he was the tennis guy.
That's great.
He's been all over the place.
Yeah,
and he's also the only.
And we got the U.S. Open coming up.
And you're also the only lawyer on press row, and the only guy that can argue in front of the Supreme Court. He's got that because Jonathan Turley got you elevated, I think.
Wow, that's great.
He did, yes. He a mentor of mine, Jonathan Turley, my former law school professor, and you're right. I could actually argue a case on behalf of the Trump administration if they asked me before the U.S. Supreme Court. I'm a hired gun, So
well, that's why I like talking to you, John, because when John Decker speaks, people listen.
They do. E.F. Hutton.
There you go.
You bet. Same thing. Well, listen.
I like that reference.
When you do argue in front of the Supreme Court, I'd like to be take your uncle to work day or something, so I can be in the front row.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get you some popcorn in the back.
Absolutely.
You know, what else do you like at the movie?
When we hear from Kajanja Jackson, what's her name? Katanya. I would say, come on, and then I would heckle and probably get kicked out, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they would escort you off TV.
Oh, come
you
on.
You would embarrass me.
Oh, come on.
No, don't let. I'll go, John. Steve, I will give Steve a report, but don't let him go in.
Make some sense. Come on.
Thank you. That's right.
Listen, great visiting always. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations to Great Television picking up WAND so we can see John
I'm really
Decker.
happy about that.
Yep.
I'm happy about that for you, Stevie.
Yes.
I'm so happy to finally be in your market. Boy, that's going to be excellent.
Great.
And then I'll be happiest when I'm in your market going to an Illinois football game.
Let's go.
Or basketball game.
Right. We can do that too.
We got two good teams there.
Yeah, we got two good teams. John Decker, he's the man, Great Television's White House correspondent. We appreciate your time. We'll call you next week.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Stevie. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Johnny. Talk to you then.
Talk to you soon. John Decker, live from Washington, D.C. A lot of times to send a picture. He's sitting outside the White House in a lawn chair. Doing these reports. Very funny. All right, ESPN 93.5. We're going to meet the president of Blackburn College coming up. Stand by. That'll be in our next half hour. All right, we've got our weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Yeah, when it comes to some home improvements, they've got you. When it comes to the gutter helmet, a new roof, siding, the windows and doors, explore KramerSiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Weather system back across parts of the western Corn Belt, especially through Iowa, tracking to the north and northeast, may introduce a chance for a shower thunderstorm for the day today. Otherwise, it's building heat and humidity, but a generally manageable setup. Nothing too unusual for the August calendar date. Slightly cooler air with increasing rainfall prospects late in the weekend, early next week as well. That rain chance, if you're scoring at home for the day today, at 20% with increasing clouds for the afternoon. That shower thunderstorm in spots, a high about 87, light southeast wind, and isolated shower thunderstorm this evening. Some cloudiness, 67 tomorrow and in through Saturday. Mostly sunny, hot, humid, highs at 90 tomorrow, 92 on Saturday. A Sunday high with maybe a thunderstorm late at 91. And scattered showers and thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday. Daytime readings close to 90 on Monday. Humidity comes down late Tuesday with a couple of showers and thunderstorms at 88. Less humid, partly sunny, and 87 on Wednesday. Middle 80s next Thursday and Friday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on KramerSiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Stevie J here. With Nate Evans of eXp Realty, you'll always get a stress-free sale for the most money.
Sell your home with Nate. Pick the price, pick the day. Go to theNateEvansGroup.com.
I've got to clean out this garage. Let's see. What's the cheapest and easiest dumpster service in our area?
Here's what I found. The doggy bag.
Think she's broken. I'm not looking for takeout. Siri, try again.
The doggy bag from Bulldog Disposal in Mahomet.
Doggy bag? What's that?
If you got junk that needs to go, but you don't want the hassle of having an enormous dumpster delivered, grab a doggy bag, keep it as long as you need. They'll come take it away. For more information, just visit BulldoggyBag.com.
That's BulldoggyBag.com.
Every week at this time, we call my son in Chicago. He's affectionately known as Nathanielson, to tip of the cap to Karate Kid and also let you know who he is. Just like Brother Johnny, he's my brother. Nathanielson, in Chicago. Are you in Chicago, actually?
I am in Chicago, but that's a good question these days.
All right. He is just a superstar engineer, Brian Russo, project manager.
I like Nathaniel, I like your Did You Knows because they're very interesting.
Yes, they are.
Because I didn't know. I did not
know
that.
Right. So
that's the goal, Johnny.
Everybody good? Wife Allison, beautiful daughter Josephine Gray. Everything fine there in Chicago?
Everybody's good. She's growing her first tooth emerged last week, which was exciting, and but also it comes with the just general teething phase. And I don't remember, but I can imagine if all of my teeth were trying to pop out of skin, that'd be pretty painful.
Yeah.
So she's not sleeping too well these days.
Achy.
But otherwise, everything's great.
All right, what do you got for us this morning, Nathaniel, son?
Well, this morning we're going to talk a little bit about a government agency that some of us, or many of us rather, are probably very familiar with these days because we hear a lot about it and the incredible number of employees that the United States Postal Service has. Now, the United States Postal Service has been around for a long time. I don't know the exact year, but interestingly enough, until about 60 years ago, they were operating on a pretty different system. And in 1963, in order to make mail get to you a little quicker, they developed something called a zip code numbering system. And the concept behind it was it would literally help your mail zip along and get to you quicker. The idea with the zip code is that the first number would designate a regional facility in the area, with the next 4 digits getting finer and finer to hone in on certain towns and delivery centers. Now, interestingly enough, the numbering system generally goes the first digit 0 to 9 from east to west across the country. So a lot of the New England states zip codes start with the number 0. And then if you move all the way to the West Coast in Alaska, California, Alaska, I don't remember why, but they all start with 9. And it slowly moves up as you go. In Illinois, we're 6. I don't know what Louisiana is.
We're 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it generally moves up as you go west.
Moving on across.
Now, interestingly, as the digits go further and further from the first digit, how it would work is in a specific region, the largest town in a certain area would get the first number, and then from there it would go alphabetically. So for Champaign County, this might be, I know we have a couple zip codes, but if we would have been the largest town in Champaign County, we would have gotten the first numerical number, so 61821 or 22, whichever it is for whatever part of Champaign. The surrounding towns would then get the next numbers, and that's how it worked across the whole country.
So 61820 was Champaign, 61821 and 22 now as they kept growing, and we're 61864 and Philo.
Right.
So, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, we should go to 20, but we'll get to that later.
So there was all system then. Who did it? Do we know?
Well, it's the United States Postal Service. But what was really staggering to me is that they only came up with it in the 60s.
Yeah, well, that's true, because Ben Franklin kind of started that whole thing, didn't he?
No, and
he was the first postmaster.
I'll tell you, Nathaniel, the Postal Service gets a lot of flack because, sometimes the mail doesn't get there. But if you think about going pretty locally to drop something for 70 cents with a name,
78
it can go just anywhere in the United States and pretty much gets there. Pretty much.
I mean, they would deal with zillions.
And the thing is, it's just piles and piles.
Oh,
and piles
man.
every single day. So they do an amazing job.
Right. I mean, the numbers in the billions, I'm sure. Billions.
And they work hard. Have you seen your Postal Service person?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what's funny is in Chicago, they still get delivered on foot.
Yeah.
So we
Same in New Orleans.
All of our...
Yep.
What about the whole rain, sleet, snow thing? They still doing it in
more
weather?
or less.
Yeah, at night, they're out. In the winter, they have headlamps.
Now, when it snowed 8 inches here in January, February, no Postal Service. Because in New Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans is snowed.
When it snowed the 8 or 10 inches.
Yeah, they didn't.
No,
that was unheard of.
They didn't have the horses. Literally, horses might have been able to deliver it.
Right.
That would have been it.
Yeah. Well, that's fascinating. Didn't know that. And 60 years ago, didn't know that, considering we're about 250 years old.
I remember the zip code. I would have been 8. So I remember these people talking about what's the zip code. And what is that? What is that? Oh, it's for your letters. Okay.
Zip along. It's supposed
no
to
one
zip
said
along.
Zip along. It was just the new number.
Right.
Okay.
So
Nathaniel, son, well done. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Talk
Take
soon.
care.
Thank you from Chicago,
Thanks
my
to have
son
you.
Nathaniel. All right, good. Coming back, another hour to go. Larry Lee is the president of Blackburn College. Fine gentleman. We're going to meet him. That'll be next.
Yeah.
Stand by.
at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World Command Center.
Paul, we have extreme heat warning. Summer 2025 is a hot one in Champaign-Urbana.
That's trouble for garage refrigerators.
One just went down in Rantoul. They need delivery right away, Paul.
Put them on for tomorrow. What's going on down here in Fisher?
It's a window air conditioner going out.
Can't have that. Good thing we deliver and install window ACs. We have plenty in stock.
Garage freezer NB man. Customer wants a technician out right away. She's afraid her beef is thawing.
Hate it when that happens. We have a tech in the area. Send Nate right over.
Copy that.
Team, it's like we talk about. At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, we know what hot weather can do to home appliances. More importantly, we're always ready for the heat with fast, friendly repair service and delivery, plus the largest selection of appliances in Champaign-Urbana.
Paul, customer in Muhammad, needs a portable dehumidifier ASAP. Says his tools are rusting out from the humidity.
That can happen. We have dehumidifiers for pickup or fast delivery. Remember, at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you get the whole store.
Wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Could this delay tomorrow's deadline for Russia? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's when President Trump said new economic sanctions would be imposed if Russia does not stop the war in Ukraine.
A Kremlin aide indicating a meeting has been agreed to in principle and would be President Trump's first sit-down with Russian President Putin since the start of his second administration. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president is open to meeting with both Putin and Ukrainian President Zelensky, adding great progress was made after this week's meeting between Putin and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff.
That's Fox's Ryan Schmelz. Now, an American soldier is under arrest at Fort Bliss in Texas, charged with espionage. Taylor Lee accused of trying to give Russia classified information on U.S. Abrams tanks. As an Army sergeant is confined in Georgia, accused of shooting 5 U.S. soldiers until others tackled Cornelius Radford.
3 required surgery and 2 were transferred to a local hospital with a level 1 trauma center for additional care. But the Army says all 5 patients are stable and expected to recover.
Fox's Jonathan Seri at Fort Stewart. The mother of a school shooter has committed suicide in Wisconsin. Melissa Rupno, her daughter Natalie, killed a student and teacher at a Christian school in December, then killed herself.
Rupnow's ex-husband, Jeffrey Rupnow, is charged with allowing Natalie access to the weapons she used in the shooting and told investigators he bought them as a way to connect with her and help her cope following her parents' divorce.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. New U.S. tariffs now in effect on imports from more than 60 countries, ranging from 10 to 41%. President Trump says they have billions of dollars flowing in.
We have a country that is going to be very rich.
In Truth Social Post this morning, the president announced he's calling for a new census immediately based on 2024 election results, and illegal immigrants won't be counted. He also called on Intel CEO to resign immediately the day after Republican Senator Tom Cotton demanded Intel disclose if Lip Bhutan has ties to China's Communist Party. America's listening to Fox News.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
A wildfire in central California in the Santa Barbara area has now burned 91,000 acres and is still barely contained, threatening hundreds of homes and other structures, leading to evacuations. And while that may be the biggest wildfire in California this year, it's hardly the most destructive. 2 back in January burned down thousands of homes in the LA area and might have been deadlier than first thought.
At least 31 people were killed in the Eaton and Palisades fire earlier this year, but a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association suggests 440 more deaths in LA County the month after the flames ignited could reflect a combination of factors, including increased exposure to poor air quality and healthcare delays and interruptions. Researchers getting this number by comparing recorded deaths in the county between January 5th and February 1st to those in previous years, excluding 2020 through 2023 because of the COVID-19 pandemic, while the 2023 Maui fire was directly linked to more than 100 deaths. Similar research suggests the number of suicide and overdose deaths in the region the month of the fire doubled, and 1 in 5 were left with lung damage. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
2 people have died in flooding in North Carolina outside Raleigh, swept off the roof of their car where they had gone after it got stuck in the rising water. And heavy rain keeps falling, leading to coastal flooding concerns in the Carolinas. United planes are in the air this morning, but there are more than 300 flights canceled or delayed as the airline keeps catching up from an hours-long technical glitch that grounded flights last night, leaving a lot of passengers stuck in Chicago, Denver, Newark, and Houston.
I'm a little irritated because we're ready to go home.
We just got an unemployment update. First-time claims rose slightly last week to 226,000. The number of people continuing to collect jobless benefits, the most in November of 2021. On Wall Street, stocks may rise at the opening bell. Dow futures up more than 200 points. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. New homeless shelter coming to Champaign. The city council voted Tuesday to give CU at Home more than $400,000 to build a mid-barrier shelter on South Mattis Avenue. CU would convert an office building into a 14-room shelter with 26 beds. Governor Pritzker considering the idea of a possible mid-decade congressional remap in Illinois. Speaking in Aurora alongside Texas state reps and DNC chairman Ken Martin, the governor says redrawing Illinois' congressional districts isn't something he wants to do, but everything is on the table in the fight against the GOP redistricting efforts in Texas. Final member of the so-called ComEd 4 is headed to prison. Jay Dougherty sentenced to 1 year behind bars. The ex-president of City Club of Chicago, Michael McLean, and Ann Primajori, John Hooker, all found guilty in 2023 of conspiring to influence and reward former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim.
Well, dealing with great weather. Talking to farmer friends, Mr. Greg Solier, our meteorologist. It doesn't look like. I don't think it's gonna rain here for a little while.
You know, you do a great job. You just can't.
Well,
now they want a little rain.
Hasn't dialed in yet.
Well, okay, but I'll tell him we need a little rain.
There you go, Greg. We got some people in the studio. So Greg will dial in just a second, but it does look like it's going to be nice. It's just, touching the high 80s in the next. And football's practicing. They're out there.
Yeah.
So we're getting it ready. All right, there's Greg. We got farmers need a little rain if that's possible.
A little bit of rain,
somewhere.
not much, just a little shower or two. But
yeah, the topsoil is a little dry. The drought monitor, matter of fact, how's that for a coincidence? Showing at least a moderate drought, small area, but it's centered right here in Champaign County. Still abnormally dry Vermilion County into Indiana and back up towards the Kankakee. Apart from that, in parts of Michigan, the rest of the Corn Belt is in great shape. And would you believe that Iowa, 30% surplus topsoil moisture? When was the last time we talked about that in that drought-ridden area of the Corn Belt, eh?
We don't need to hear that, Greg, because you don't want to be low yields while everybody around.
I'm a weather forecaster for the ag community at large.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. You're right. You're right. But corn prices aren't what we want, so we need another deal.
No. There's a glut of that stuff. South America didn't help either.
Yes,
so
yeah.
It's our meteorologist Greg Solier with our weather forecast, sir. What say you?
Oh, just that on the drought monitor. And, the other than that, maybe parts of Nebraska, sections of the Dakotas. Really, the divide on west down to the Rio Grande is a troublesome area with regard to dryness and drought. And down across South Florida, would you believe, down there in Alligator Alley and into the Everglades, indications of extreme drought there as well. But in the meantime, we are watching showers and thunderstorms. Once again, it's the old rule of haves versus have-nots. You got wet ground, you can put that moisture back in the atmosphere, and you make more rain, dry, drought-ridden grounds. It gets to be a little north maybe of about Kirksville, Missouri, 4.5 inches of rain in the overnight hours and still raining out there. That's the system that may introduce something here north and west this afternoon and evening time. 74 will in Savoy later on today. Forecast high temperature expected to be up around 87. Again, the rain chance around here, maybe 20% late this afternoon, early on this evening, low down to 67. And hot, humid weather, but the crops can withstand it here for the day tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, low 90s. We can manage that humidity. Late Sunday, more likely Monday, Tuesday, our next best chance for some showers and thunderstorms across the area. It'll be a winding down of the weather trends that we've seen, by the way, but it may help with harvest. Monday high at 89 to 90. We'll be in the upper 80s on Tuesday. Drier, more comfortable weather with middle 80s for high temperatures Thursday and Friday of next week. For TVJ Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Meteorologist Greg Solier. Happy to have him along. Well, we have some guests in the studio. Before we meet the president of Blackburn College, Lou Lier is here, and Lou's kind of legendary.
That's for sure, Steve.
No, Lou Lier and his wife
Thank
Mary.
you, Stevie. Always good to be here with you.
Listen, I don't know. Nobody knows how old you are, and I don't care, but I do have a picture from a woman from Spain. She turned 118.
Oh, I won't make that.
No, what are you kidding? No, I was just this is encouraging. You got 30 good years left, Lou.
I know it.
Anyway, it's great to see
I'll
Lou
keep
Lier,
trying.
former Alumni Association head and friend to everybody. We love he and Mary. And we also are very pleased to have the 20th president of Blackburn College, Larry Lee. He's in our studio. Larry, good to see you. How long you known Lou Lier?
Well, I've been the president of Blackburn for a year, and Lou reached out to me and said I had to come down here and meet you folks. So I'm glad to be here this morning.
I just don't understand how a man from DuPont, Illinois meets a woman from Bordeaux, France.
Yeah, it's a long story, but to make it short, I was trying to make the Olympic team in the sport of judo.
Wow.
And I went there to train for 2 weeks, and I met her my first night and ended up staying 7 months.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So what the heck, judo?
Yes, judo. Yeah. I was chasing that pretty hard and met her and actually.
What was she in judo?
She was on the French national team at the time. Now no one told me that because the first time I met her, she asked me if I would fight with her, and I looked down at this 4'11" young lady and I thought, sure. Well, no one told me how good she was. Next thing I knew, she dropped between my legs, stood straight up, and slammed me flat on my back. So here
and that's when you said, "Will you marry me?"
It was love at first fight. How's that? Yeah.
That's no. I mean, anybody that asks if they're 4'11" to judo me, I'd say no. Yeah. There's something going on here.
We've been fighting for
that's just amazing
for 38 years now.
Congratulations. It's Larry Lee. Okay, so tell me about Blackburn. What little history and Blackburn College? I've heard of it. I don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, sure. Blackburn College was founded in 1837, so
Wow.
actually 30 years before the University of Illinois. They're 1867, right? Yeah. So it's been around since 1837. What makes Blackburn really unique and distinct, and I often describe it as a remarkable college, is because the state of Illinois has the only student-led, student-managed work college in the nation. So what does that mean is every single student on Blackburn College works for the college. So every student is required to work 10 hours a week in real jobs on campus. So not only do they earn a degree, for a lifetime, but they also, I call it a 4-year head start because they build a resume while they're there. So they're actually working in real departments like marketing, communications, our website, our facilities, our grounds, our dining hall, our maintenance, HVAC, plumbing. They're doing all those things. Matter of fact, 10 of the 22 buildings on our campus were built by our students in our history, literally built.
Never heard
brick
anything
by
like
brick.
Is it totally unique? I've never heard anything
It
like
is totally unique.
Wow.
Yeah, we are the only student-led program because our students actually manage their program. And I often say that, myself included, our entire administration could take 2 weeks off, and there might be a few blips here and there, but the college is going to run. But if our students decided not to show up for work for 2 weeks, the college would literally shut down because they run the college. So when they graduate, they get the distinction of, like I said, earning a degree in biology or business or whatever their interests were. But they have a resume because they actually ran a college campus. So it really is a remarkable model, and I think it's what really higher education should be, because you're getting the functional knowledge of working a job, time management, and all those skills that come with it. At the same time, you are.
How many people get hired out of Blackburn? Are you like 100%?
You know what? I tell you what, our placement rate within 6 months is 96%.
Well,
isn't that a lot?
And I asked when Larry was telling me about this, I said, I bet you didn't have a whole lot of protests because people were working. And he said none.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but can I afford Blackburn College? It's expensive, huh?
Well, and what's neat about that, I'm so glad you asked that, because they also get to graduate with less debt. Because we give every student an $8,000 credit off of their tuition before any financial aid is applied. So, and that's real key. And another thing too, Blackburn College, we meet full financial needs. So if a student fills out their FAFSA and it says X, that they can pay X, then in combination with the work credit and everything, we're able to get their packages down to where it's affordable. So we take great pride in the fact that yes, you're going to build a resume while you're getting a degree, but you're also going to graduate with far less debt than the national
and
average.
get a job. And by the way, Carlinville is between Springfield and St. Louis.
Okay.
I just checked. Okay. Right about dead center between.
Right.
Almost dead center.
About 2 hours roughly from here.
And,
exactly.
Okay. And I think that this idea of working is as valuable as any degree you're going to get, because you know how it works. You're a little bit grounded in reality. You have to fit into some sort of a work environment where you got a supervisor and you might have to supervise or work with other people, which is key to success. And so you just add that.
We have a huge issue here where younger people don't want to go 5 days a week. They want to be in their jammies for 2 of them because of COVID, right? I mean, so we have an issue now. We're continuing to train. I know it was before you, but how did Blackburn survive COVID?
Well, Blackburn College was hard on higher education in general, and when you are a work college where you're actually functioning and running the college, and you're have a 10 to 11 to 1 student to faculty ratio, which is really good. You're not going to get lost on campus.
No.
And I take great pride in the fact that if a student's sitting in a classroom and they're troubled in some way, that our faculty can identify that and say, "Hey, can I help you in some way?" So because that's why our persistence is strong. So COVID was hard on us because we had to send students home like many campuses did.
Right.
But this year we're welcoming in probably our largest class in our school's history this fall.
Good, yeah.
So I think we're starting to get the word out about the special and remarkable place that Blackburn is.
It just sounds wonderful. Do you specialize in anything, or is it general studies?
You know what? It's a liberal arts institution, but you have all the opportunities for the majors and things. And we have really strong programs. For example, we had a 20-year run where students taking the MCAT all got accepted
for medical
in the medical school. So pretty amazing, a pretty amazing biology department.
Well, it's great to meet you. How can people learn about Blackburn if they want to at least visit?
Yeah, sure. If you just go to blackburn.edu and hit our website and go to our admissions, you can schedule a visit. And actually, I'd love to meet you. I make a great effort to try to meet prospective families when they meet. It's hard sometimes, but they'll send me a text and say a family's here and I want to pop down and meet them, because I think Blackburn is about relationships. You're going to get to know your faculty. You're going to get to know the college president. You're not going to say that at many other institutions, right? You're not going to sit in a class with 300 in a freshman. Our largest class probably seats 70, right?
That's awesome.
And that is the model that we want. So I try to set the tone when they're visiting, because I often ask the students, I'm just curious, when you do your tour and you visit all your school, ask yourself, how many college presidents did you actually meet?
And how many college presidents walk around in a judo suit? I mean, that's not very often.
Well,
and I think you should let kids proficiency out of classes if they could take you down.
How about take his wife down?
No, forget that. I wouldn't.
That would be tougher than me.
No, I wouldn't do that. No deal.
I got to tell you though, Larry, that learning how life works, which is always what I thought it was important to go to college, because you kind of do that, but not really like what you're talking when you're working. And
I love it.
After college, you're probably not even going to sit in a class of 70 again. That's right. Not really how life works. But working and saying, I got to go in. I can't believe he's making me.
No, that's right.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And he was also saying sometimes they'll work in a school and they'll say, I want to be a teacher instead of this, or I'm not going to be a teacher.
Yeah.
So you get to see where you might
like.
actually want to go. You get that guidance. Great model.
Well, listen.
Maybe we can, actually, Lou might be able to help us shift Illinois right into that.
Okay.
51,000 employees.
Yeah, 51,000. Lou Lier will be captain of that team, Lou. Good luck to you.
I want to thank you for this opportunity to say a little bit about Blackburn, because I'm a firm believer, and I'm a good example that you come from a small town, but you can do some things.
No
with
question.
Your degree, so.
Listen, Lou, thanks for bringing your buddy Larry out here. It's great to meet you, Larry. Come back if you're in town. We'd love to have you back.
I'm a proud alumni under Lou, the Lou Lier
Yeah,
regime.
No, that's it. No.
Go on.
I think Lou might have taught you a couple engineering classes.
I got my Blackburn Beavers shirt on.
Yeah, that's okay. We're okay with Blackburn.
Well,
thank
you very much. Lou Lier and the president of Blackburn College, Larry Lee. I didn't know all that. I think it's awesome. I think functional stuff like that.
No, that's a great model.
That is, I mean, right now the biggest thing with employers is that the kids won't want to come. Exactly. It's just really a problem. And so now Blackburn's not only training you on higher education stuff, but they're going to go to work.
The truth is, Steve, and this may seem obvious, but I don't want to do anything, give me money, is not how life works.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I don't want to do anything, give me money. You owe me.
Yeah.
Okay, great discussion. We appreciate it. Going to break for the news, Fox, to see what the market's going to do. Apparently, they're going to jump back up. So we'll have that next, and then we'll come right back. We still got our pitmaster extraordinary, Tim Onstadt, championship brisket maker. He's got some real good tips for you on the grill and the smoker. We will do that next. I am Stevie J, ESPN 93.5. We'll be right back. It is now 8:20 in Champaign-Urbana.
I'm Taylor Riggs, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The latest numbers on the job market again show signs of a no hire, no fire economy. New claims for unemployment benefits rose by just 6,000 last week to 226,000. The forecast was for 221,000 new claims, but it's not much change. The 8-month high of 250,000 was in the first week of June. However, continuing claims, the reading on those remaining on benefits continues to inch higher at 1.97 million for the week ending July 26th. The Bank of England lowered its key interest rate this morning, citing weakness in the UK job market. Sweeping new tariffs went into effect overnight on imports from dozens of countries. The Wall Street Journal says trading partners are lobbying the White House for exemptions. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Coselda. Invested in you.
I'm Benjamin Hall, Fox News senior correspondent and New York Times best-selling author, and I'm searching for heroes. Every Monday, I'll speak with a few silent but noteworthy heroes, everyday people who illuminate stories of compassion and are true embodiments of heroism. Make sure you subscribe to my podcast, Searching for Heroes with Benjamin Hall, wherever you download podcasts, and please leave a rating and a review.
Sarah Champagne managing partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Back to school means back to Jets. Right now, get a build your own large 2-topping pizza for just $14.99 with code JETS101. Choose your crust, Detroit style, hand tossed, or thin, and make it yours with bold flavors like turbo, butter, garlic, or Cajun. Perfect for feeding hungry kindergartners all the way to worn out grad students. For a limited time, get your large 2-topping pizza for $14.99 now at jetspizza.com with code JETS101. It's not just pizza, it's Jets Pizza.
Hi, this is Kevin Rogers, president of the Philo Exchange Bank.
Our bank's been through the ups and downs of the local agricultural community since 1883. With over 147 years of combined lending experience, let our local ag lenders work with you and help your farming operations succeed. Philo Exchange Bank, hometown community banking since 1883. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
It's a gunner! A gunner! A home run for Lars Nootbaar!
This is Lars Nootbaar. Get ready to celebrate. It's AAPI Heritage Day at Busch Stadium on Sunday, August 10th, when we host the Cubs. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home a limited edition Year of the Snake cap, designed by St. Louis artist Tracy Nguyen. Come early for a lively pregame celebration in Budweiser Terrace. Best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits the Barry Asian Foundation. Grab yours now at cardinals.com/theme. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Tim Onstad, Gale Forex Trucking and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Have you been dreaming of new home or thinking of ways to make your home all it can be? Dream no more. Fisher National Bank works every day to help turn dreams into a reality. With experienced mortgage lenders and competitive rates, fast approvals, and local servicing, their mortgage experts will help guide and support you through the process. Start your journey today at any location and begin the application online at fishernational.com. They can't wait to welcome you to your new home. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Notice all the squinting. I've had it on TV. She can't see.
And my glasses are right here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyway,
the agonies of getting just a little older, and I need the cheaters all the time now. Darn it.
Olympian Larry Lee, who's president of Blackburn College, his wife also an Olympian from France. His son just won the silver in France in wrestling. What the heck?
Yeah.
What? Don't mess with that family.
That's right.
That's pretty good.
So, you know, wrestling?
Silver in Olympics is good.
I mean, I think, you know, there's a lot of hard sports. Is there a harder one than 3 grueling minutes on the mat? And then your ears look like a cauliflower when you're done? Man,
well,
it's
and then
brutal.
you have to also make weight.
Oh, good.
Which means you can't eat like you're
well,
really
yeah, 140-pound high school guys like 124 or whatever it is.
Well, they've done less. When we were in high school in the 70s, they went down too low, and it was starting to become
were the sweatsuits and
to sweat it all out and
not so healthy. So they go down, still lose weight, but not quite as dramatic, maybe.
Okay, we had an accident this morning at Lincoln and Florida. So and that's a mess there.
And that was between 6:15 and 6:30 or so, and a couple of people have gone to the hospital on that accident. So they've sent us a notice saying they're working that area at Lincoln in Florida until 11 a.m. today.
Yeah, that must be pretty major to do that.
I wish I would have been able to ask Lulier about how he feels about our Fighting Illini. Of course, we're feeling pretty good, and we'll start that season out against Western Illinois on August 29th, and that Ohio State game October 11th being sold out, being ranked number 12 with the college football coaches poll in the USA Today this week. And we're reading more about the class of 26 for our basketball team, getting this Landon Davis, 6'8", 210 power forward, 3-star power forward out of Iowa. And last week we got a 4-star commitment out of Missouri, guard Ethan Brown. I think things are looking good for Brad, too.
Yeah.
lot of players there.
A lot of players.
And
all right.
Yeah, that's tough.
We're going to be back. Our Pitmaster next.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrient. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. The Champaign Parks Foundation, with support from GHR Engineers, Christie Clinic Illinois Race Weekend, and Lynn Ryle, invites you to join them for their 3rd annual Ties and Tinnies Gala on Thursday, September 4th at the iHotel. This year's event is headlined by Fighting Illini women's basketball coach Shauna Green. Attendees can also expect drinks, a plated dinner, a silent auction, and more. Help the Champaign Parks Foundation reach its fundraising goal of $125,000. Get more details now at champaignparks.org.
Tim Onstad, Gelforex Trucking, and Dedicated Diesel.
Yeah, we're really just kind of getting going and feeling out when that corn and beans are going to start turning and when we're going to start hauling grains for Gale and some farmers around. Had one call yesterday, make sure he was on the list and set up. We're going to bring in probably 3 to 5 good drivers or young guys that want to learn part of the trucking business and get them started in the field where they're not out on their own somewhere. And we'll be hauling grain, looking probably, like I said, 3 to 5 good people that want to haul some grain, not just young, experienced. If somebody's semi-retired, they want to get into that a little bit, we're good with that too. It works out for a good atmosphere and good overall employee satisfaction.
How can we reach you, sir?
Get me on email at timo@gftlog.com. Call the office at 765-793-7131. Give me a holler. We'll get you going and get things happening.
Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. President Trump posting tariffs are flowing into the U.S. at levels not even thought possible.
Tariffs will be between 10 and 41% applied to nearly 70 countries. These import taxes will reach a level not seen in this country in nearly a century.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson has assigned tariffs kick in. The Kremlin wants a meeting, and President Trump agrees to have Vladimir Putin sit down if it's tied to a Ukraine peace deal. The president has signed an executive order to allow 401ks to invest in alternate assets like crypto and real estate. Apologies to travelers from United Airlines back in the skies after a temporary ground stop when its Unimatic tech system failed.
Ready to go home. We have family waiting for us, and I feel like there should have been a little more advanced notice than me having to find out.
Some customers will get hotel expenses. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Governor Pritzker considering the idea of a possible mid-decade congressional remap in Illinois. Speaking in Aurora alongside Texas state reps and DNC chairman Ken Martin, the governor says redrawing Illinois' congressional districts isn't something he wants to do, but everything is on the table in the fight against the GOP redistricting efforts in Texas. Final member of the so-called ComEd 4 is headed to prison. Jay Dougherty sentenced to 1 year behind bars. The ex-president of City Club of Chicago, Michael McLean, and Ann Primaggiore, John Hooker, all found guilty in 2023 of conspiring to influence and reward former Illinois House Speaker Michael Madigan. New homeless shelter coming to Champaign. The city council voted Tuesday to give CU at Home more than $400,000 to build a mid-barrier shelter on South Mattis Avenue. CU would convert an office building into a 14-room shelter with 26 beds. You're locally up to date from the Stevie J Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
It's great when hard work and experience are recognized. Hi, this is Ryan Heiser, President and CEO of Fisher National Bank. I am thrilled to share that Fisher National has been ranked 7th in the nation as a top lender in mortgage loans among banks with asset size of $300 million to $1 billion by our National Banking Association. This recognition is a testament to our lending team's dedication and expertise. After all, better banking experiences start with local people and local decision making. If you're in the market for a new home or considering refinancing your existing home, let our team at Fisher National Bank earn your business and trust. We offer competitive rates with low closing costs, and we locally service almost all of our loans. Come see us with all your home mortgage needs and experience the top-notch service that has earned us national recognition. Learn more at fishernational.com or stop by one of our branches today.
Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Pretty much typical mid-summertime, early August weather for the next several days. A little heat and humidity in mind. Hit-miss rainfall chances, but will be on the increase late in the weekend, early next week as well. Increasing clouds for the day today. An isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon into the early evening, but the rain chance only at about 20%, and especially north and west of Champaign and Champaign County up to 87 today with the lightest of a southeast to south wind. Overnight lows down to 67 for tonight, and some heat and humidity into play for the day tomorrow and Saturday as well. Sunshine, 90 tomorrow, 71 tomorrow night, and up to 92, and an increasing southeast to south wind for the day on Saturday. Could be a stray thunderstorm late Sunday with a high at 91, and scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some warmth and humidity Monday and Tuesday, up to about 89 to 90 on Monday, 88 Tuesday. Drier, cooler air settles in for the middle part of next week. Partly sunny skies, highs to about 87 on Wednesday, middle 80s next Thursday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm Meteorologist Greg Soldier.
And now, a brand new show called Smoke, where we help you with your grill and making the best meat ever. With award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Smoke in Tim's Grill. He's the best brisket maker ever. Smoke in Tim's Grill. And now, award-winning competition pitmaster Tim Onstadt. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he's getting prepared for a big deal next week. You'll be live in Madison, Wisconsin, Tim, is that right?
Madison, Indiana.
Indiana, dang it. Madison, Indiana, and it's a big competition. Brother Johnny's here, Diane Ducey's here.
morning.
I'm Stevie J.
Where is Madison, Tim? Where is that?
It's halfway between Louisville and Cincinnati on the Ohio River.
Gotcha.
Beautiful little town.
Yep, and you've been there before. And
this will be our, I believe, 8th time there.
Man.
7th or 8th.
Well,
I was going to say welcome to the Dog and Pony Show, but that wouldn't be good intro for a barbecue thing, would it?
right. Well, okay, so now ingredients in rubs. What do you mean ingredients in rubs?
I was looking up. I knew this technology thing. I think it's pretty neat. So I asked this AI thing, "What's the most difficult meat to smoke?" And it said beef brisket is widely considered the most challenging meat to smoke. And somehow I've made mistakes different from the norm to be able to do it well. And so I was putting together our timelines and thinking through my process, and the biggest mistake I think that people make when they do like a brisket or even pork, they'll do the injection and then they'll do the rub, and they think it's going to be wonderful because they've let that all soak in all night and all that. The injection, that's fine. Do that the day before. Let the meat absorb that moisture that you're putting in it. I think the number one problem of things that people do wrong is putting the rubs on way too early. And that's because of the ingredients and the different ingredients in rubs and what they're intended to do. What happens is, we put our rubs on not more than an hour before we're putting it on the fire. because there's some things in that rub that you don't want sitting on there for a long, long time. Like in all the rubs, there's salts. And the salt acts like a tenderizer, and it opens up the pores of the meat and draws the moisture out, but it opens the pores of the meat so that the other ingredients can get into it. It's a catalyst for the seasonings, getting the seasonings into the meat. But you let that sit there too long, and it's drawing all that moisture out, and it won't soak it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And the sugars are primarily in there, for a little sweetness, but they also, that's where the color, your nice mahogany red color comes from. It's from those sugars caramelizing in your meat as the heat gets them caramelized, and then the spices, those are the flavors that complement the meat. And when those pores are open from the salts, those spices drop into those pores and are absorbed by the meat, and then the heat starts closing that back up. And we can see this happening. I know that our theory works because we see it happening with our brisket. We'll start out with a brisket that may be 1.25 inches thick, and we'll inject it, and it'll be 1.5 inches thick the next morning because it's soaking in all that injection. And then when we put it on the heat and start cooking it, that brisket will plump up, that brisket flat, that's all we're cooking is the flat, but it'll plump up to 2.5 inches.
Huh.
Because it's bringing all that in, and it's boiling that moisture on the inside and bringing it in. And then, people say, well, how long do you cook a brisket? Well, that's relative. It just depends on the meat. But they think I'm joking or being a smart butt when I say, well, you cook it till it's done, and then you keep on cooking it till it's tender.
Mm.
And that's because we're breaking down all that connective tissue in the brisket to make it that tender.
What's your best finish in Madison? Haven't you done really well in chicken? Was it?
Last year we kind of shocked the world and got a 3rd place in pork.
Pork, that's what it was, man. And we're talking about star people over there, man. This is a big group.
Yep.
So these are the big boys. These are the TV people. So
these are the big dogs that are looking to. Basically, what they're trying to do is they're trying to qualify for the Jack Daniel's World Invitational and the Invitational for the American Royal in Kansas City. And what happens is there's 2 in each state. There'll be 2 representatives drawn for those states, and those draws come from winners of the state qualifiers. And there's only a few state qualifiers in each state, and sometimes it may be only 2. And what happens? They have a whiskey barrel bung plug printed with the team's name, and it all goes into a big barrel, and then 2 of them from each state are drawn out.
Huh.
And so the big dogs are coming in to try to win Madison to get a chance at getting into the Jack Daniels.
Well, you're the best and amazing, self-taught, the whole thing. You and Don have done an amazing job. Let me ask you about some of the stuff in the business world. Gelferix Trucking, you've got some harvest coming up in a month or so. Are you needing any drivers?
Yeah, I believe we need about 3 or 4 local harvest drivers, and of course that's seasonal, temporary type of thing, and it all. The work schedule all depends on what Greg Solier says about the weather, of course.
Yeah, right.
And it could be 7 days straight. It could be working 3 days and off 4. But we've got some spots there for CDL holders to haul some grain and make some money in a hurry before Christmas.
Awesome. Okay. Again, we'll ask for your contact in a second, and then over at Dixie Chopper, that's a dedicated diesel in Urbana on Triumph Drive. Andy's sitting there with an amazing Dixie Chopper, which will get the job done faster than any other mower in the world. It's the fastest lawnmower in the world.
Yep, and we've got some units available. We'd like to get rid of all of them before fall, of course. So Andy's going to be there making deals, and something you don't want to miss if you're in the market for a lawnmower, or if you're a commercial guy and looking to add to your fleet, we definitely can make a deal.
Okay, how would people reach Tim Onstott or Andy over at Dedicated Diesel?
Well, they can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or call me here at the office at 765-793-7131, extension 4 when you get the auto attendant. And, of course, like happened yesterday, we can always you can always call Stevie and Diane at the station there, and they'll hook you up and get you to me. And that gentleman was very, very nice yesterday that did that.
All right, good.
We've got something we think going, and then get Andy at 217-328-0562 at the shop, or stop by 1313 Triumph Drive in Urbana and see him and make a deal.
All right, before we let you go, Johnny has a very particular love of corn on
every
the
time
cob.
I was just thinking anything Tim talks about, I think would be good to eat, no matter what. And I didn't know if with this Illinois sweet corn, which I love, if you ever grilled any of it, and maybe you can figure out a way. Maybe one show go into how would you grill corn on the cob to make it good. I don't know.
Oh, yes, yeah, that's a favorite. What we do is first of all, we pull the shucks back and get all the silk out of the corn.
Right.
Yep, and then wrap it back up in that, and then soak it in water for about 15 to 30 minutes, and put it on the grill and let it go for 15 or 20 minutes until you start getting soft, the soft kernels in there, and you get a little bit of char on the outside of that husk.
Do you turn it around, turn it a little bit, or?
Yeah, you'll want to be flipping it, just rolling it over a little bit every.
I might be able to do
3 to
Shuck
5
it
minutes or
and
so.
then soak it.
No, first you shuck it to get the silk, and then put the shucks back on.
Yeah, you just pull the shucks back.
Oh, I see.
And then you get to the silk.
So you don't burn.
I got you. Yeah. Okay, and then you put them in there, and
the water will keep it from burning too fast.
Gotcha.
Yep.
This is all a science.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, now Johnny and I love rolling it in butter and salt, of course.
Well, after you grill it,
After you grill
still
it,
do that.
You still do that, yeah. But so it has a little
after you do
smoky
that,
flavor.
Then you got the shucks for a little handle.
What do you do? What do you burn it like? It wood or charcoal or anything, or what's good? In
well, we like cooking over wood and charcoal.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to cook that over charcoal because maybe even throw in a few chunks of wood. I don't care.
All right.
It's just to your satisfaction. And then Stevie, yes, roll it in butter.
Yeah.
But also hit it with a little of that Tony Chachere's Cajun shake.
Oh, Tony Chachere's. You can't spell the last name. It's Tony Chachery, and it's a Cajun spice, Johnny.
No,
pop that.
We know about
yes.
Tony.
Down in Louisiana, they know about Tony Chachery.
Thanks, Tim, because when you say it, I have the confidence to do it because I know it's going to work.
Yeah, well, hey, listen, thank you for the time, Mr. Pitmaster. We'll be talking to you, I guess, from Madison, Indiana next week, maybe, huh?
I'll be talking to you from Madison.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck.
Tim
Go get 'em.
Onstad, Gale Ferrex Trucking, dedicated diesel, ESP on 93.5. Sarah Champagne's Ben Quattrone on keeping his employees.
It's got to be the place to work. We have to pay the best. We have to treat people the best. Some of the guys wanted to order pizza the other day. Well, we bought 30 Papa Del's pizzas. BMW had the best month they've ever had. They said, can we have a cookout? Saturday, I cooked like 50 ribeye steaks. And they were expecting like cheese, burgers and hot dogs and stuff. Like, if I'm eating steak, you're eating steak. We both eat steak, we both eat hamburger.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Hi, Randy Graham here with Curtis Orchard. Our delicious donuts are back because we are open for the season. Wait till you see our expanded Land of Oz activities with more mazes, a basketball shootout, new games, and a shade pavilion. We're redoing our barn, and now you can watch artist Jose Vasquez create a new Oz mural. Follow Facebook for dates and times. Of course, we still have all your favorites like peaches, apples, produce, fritters, and pies, cider slushies to beat the heat. Go to curtisorchard.com and like us on Facebook to find out more.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Pretty much typical mid-summertime, early August weather for the next several days. A little heat and humidity in mind. Hit-miss rainfall chances, but will be on the increase late in the weekend, early next week as well. Increasing clouds for the day-to-day. An isolated shower thunderstorm this afternoon into the early evening, but the rain chance only at about 20%, and especially north and west of Champaign and Champaign County up to 87 today with the lightest of a southeast to south wind. Overnight lows down to 67 for tonight, and some heat and humidity into play for the day tomorrow and Saturday as well. Sunshine, 90 tomorrow, 71 tomorrow night, and up to 92, and an increasing southeast to south wind for the day on Saturday. Could be a stray thunderstorm late Sunday with a high at 91, and scattered showers and thunderstorms, and some warmth and humidity Monday and Tuesday, up to about 89 to 90 on Monday, 88 Tuesday. Drier, cooler air settles in for the middle part of next week. Partly sunny skies, highs to about 87 on Wednesday, middle 80s next Thursday. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now at Lands, it's a great time to buy a new Trane heating and cooling system. We are offering special financing or up to $1,500 off any qualifying Trane system. At Lands, we know what it takes to deliver exceptional comfort, and we offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you are thinking of a new comfort system, now is the time to buy. And remember, it's hard to stop a Trane. I'm Troy Lands. You can count on my company because you can count on me.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Since 1929, Christie Clinic has strived to provide high-quality care with a personal touch. To continue our mission of We Listen, We Care, we are seeking engaged team members who are focused on improving patient lives, adding value, and increasing capacity to better serve our growing community. Christie Clinic offers competitive pay, great benefits, and advancement opportunities. Come join our team. Visit ChristieClinic.com to view open positions and apply.
Yeah, things have changed since I rented a car just a few years ago. So you kind of walk in, walk out. It's really fast now.
Well, you have to be in the club of the certain car rental company.
I'm not in a club.
Well, that's nothing. You download the app and you sign on.
And
then you don't have to stand in line, which is huge.
Yeah, that's huge. That takes forever.
Just Uber.
No,
if you're going to do that, Uber.
Okay, so, yeah. I'm going to go work out in my CrossFit outfit, so I apologize for the attire this morning. It's a little cash, but...
It actually looks better than normal, but...
Okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
you're looking hip, Stevie.
I'm going to see a doctor.
You look in shape.
I've got a doctor's appointment.
Oh, wow.
And so Dr. Scott Cinnamon, who is a great guy, but I think I got fired.
Good doctor, actually.
I got fired by Dr. Cinnamon He didn't do it, but if you don't go for 10 years, I guess you lose your guy.
You haven't been for 10 years.
No, that's probably because you apparently don't need the service where other people might need it.
Well, and I don't generally go for a checkup, so I don't know. Maybe I thought at advancing age, I probably should have a doctor at Carl, because if you need something at Carl, then you probably have. Anyway, so I'm going to go in and see. And apparently, Dr. Cinnamon, while at Centennial High School, was at the same event I was when I was playing music, and he handed me his Van Halen cassette, and I played it, and he hasn't forgotten that. So that's good. I got that going for me.
All righty. We have the Cubs and the Cardinals tomorrow. As that series starts up, you'll hear the action here on ESPN 93.5 and on US 105.9.
Yep, we'll see. It ought to be a good series. Both teams resting today before the big series tomorrow, and we'll see. Maybe the Cardinals can generate a little momentum. Maybe the Cubs can get a lot of their great play going again, because they have not played their best in the last couple of weeks. But there's still a lot of games, 40, 50 games left. Mm-hmm. It's the 7th of August, 22 days, 3 weeks from tomorrow's the Illinois football opener against Western Illinois.
You know, I'm just thinking about Steve's yammering about the Cardinals. I'm thinking I might check the Vegas odds on Cardinals winning the World Series.
You'd get some pretty good odds on that.
Yeah, I bet you. A good return on investment.
You know, what's
probably a total loss, but it's gambling. What do you think the odds are? We'll check that.
They never go like they should.
Oh, really?
With long shots. They're 500 to 1.
That's my point. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah. No, that's right. Okay, so, and again, I'm right now, even though I was adamantly against Houston cheating and all the things they did, I'm kind of a Houston Astro fan this
Yeah,
days.
now that Jacob Hurtubise is under that
Well,
organization.
Jacob's not going to take the signal. He's putting the thing on his eyes, and he's going, don't tell me. I don't need to know.
I think his Army creed, he'd had to turn him in.
Yeah.
I think that's how that works.
I see.
So anyway, that's a new Astro team, and I really like Houston because Jacob's part of the organization.
There you
now.
go.
All right, listen, thank you, Johnny. Safe travels. We'll talk to you on the phone soon.
All right, I might give you a report from Lambert Field.
Yeah, Lambert Field.
But maybe a little later in the hour.
I mean, that's Lucky Lindbergh's plane's hanging out.
Yeah.
That's his plane.
It's a cool airport.
That's
amazing. I got other favorites. I like Milwaukee.
Yeah.
First of all, if you can walk to the rental car, that's like huge for me.
Yeah,
right. You don't have to get on a
shuttle. Yeah, I agree. Hey, thank you, Johnny. Appreciate
all
all
right,
the
thank you,
work.
Diane.
Thanks,
Enjoy
Diane.
the weekend.
That is
week.
What's today? Thursday.
The day.
Yeah, don't confuse me. That's Diane Ducey. Talk tomorrow. Have a great Thursday.
Nate Evans of the Nate Evans Group. Some of the things that sellers can do to increase the value of their home.
We get this on almost every listing appointment. Hey, Nate, what can we do to increase the value of our home? We want to sell in a couple weeks. Are there some simple things we can do around the house? Or there's some major things that we can do around the house to increase the value or get a return on our investment? And again, not every home is created the same, and not every situation is the same. So if we walk in there's definitely some items that we can do. Paint, floors, and hardware are the easy items where you get your biggest return out of every time. That's easy to say. But there's a lot of times where we'll get questions from sellers where they're asking us, should I update my bathroom? Where should I stop on my floors? Should I redo my roof? Should I do mechanicals? And I think a lot of that plays into the overall scope of your goals. We like to get into the house when it's really not even ready for the market. We can get in there and usually save that seller a lot of money and a lot of wasted time and energy by just offering some simple advice on how we would treat it if it was our own.
You can reach out at Nate Evans Group and start packing.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone on why integrity is important at Sarah.
We hire the person. The person makes the deal. The person makes the department. The person makes everyone around them treat people with courtesy and respect. If you have a quality human being, you can play any position, right? We're talking about sports. They can perform in any department, and I could teach someone a job, but I can't teach them to be a good person.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Friday nights in August, it's Farmer City Raceway with their full show plus kids mods brought to you by Nutrien. Adults are $15, veterans $10, kids 12 and under are free. Hot laps around the quarter-mile dirt track start at 6:30. Head to 850 Grove Street in Farmer City before the final Friday, August 29th, with $5,000 to win for the Mars late models during the Chuck Wagon Food Service Richardson Memorial Modifieds and Pro Late Model Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
What is most important in your life? This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that can help clients like you realize your goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
At Freedom Roofing, they stand for quality, integrity, and the American way. Locally owned and built on trust, they take pride in protecting what matters most, your home. Their expert team delivers top-notch craftsmanship with unbeatable customer service because you deserve nothing less. When storms hit or roofs age, call the name that stands for strength. Freedom Roofing, proudly serving our community because your roof should be as strong as the country we call home. Freedom Roofing, built on trust, powered by integrity. Visit Freedom Champagne.